In section 4.1, you use trig functions to solve right triangles. That was your SOHCAHTOA. In this section, you will solve oblique triangles. Oblique triangles are triangles that are not right triangles. So again, this means we're just trying to solve triangles that are not right triangles. You can apply the law of sines to solve an oblique triangle if you know the measures of two angles and a non-included side. So we can use the law of sines for angle, angle, side. Two angles and the included side, angle, side, angle. Or two sides and a non-included angle, side, side, angle. The law of sines says in triangle ABC, or if triangle ABC has side lengths A, B, C, representing the lengths of the sides opposite the angles with measures A, B, and C, then the following is true. The sine of A over little a is equal to the sine of b over little b, which is equal to the sine of c over little c. And again, here's the angle. The big capital letter A is the angle, and the small letter a is the length of the side of that triangle, and they are always across from each other, the same letter. The capital letter is the angle, the lowercase letter is the side. So let's use that law of sines, this idea right here, to solve the triangle below in example 1. Example 1 is a case of angle, angle, side. So we're given an angle, and then a side. And we want to solve this triangle. Round the side lengths to the nearest tenth, and the angle measures to the nearest degree. So within this triangle, if we know that we have an angle A is 35 degrees, and angle B is 103 degrees, the first thing that we should be able to find is angle C. If we have two sides or two angles of the triangle, we can find the third by subtracting those from 180. So angle C is going to be equal to 180 degrees minus 35 degrees minus 103 degrees. And if you subtract, you get 42 degrees. And again, that's going to be equal to angle C. And I'm going to label that in my triangle. So this is 42 degrees. Oops, let's make that a little bit nicer. Next, what we have to find that's missing is little c and little a. You can solve either one of these now. It doesn't matter the order. I'm going to go with little a right now. So what I'm going to use to find little a is I'm going to use the angle and the side that I already have. So notice angle B and side B. I have both of those. So I'm going to go ahead and use those to find little a, using what I have above. So starting with this, I know I have the sine of 103 degrees, which is B. So sine of B over little side b, so over 20, is going to be equal to, now I can use my a's, angle A and side A, equal to the sine of 35 degrees over little a. So I have both of my b's, my angle B, my side B. I have my angle for A, and the side A is what I'm looking to find. So I only have one unknown. To solve this, I'm going to use cross multiplication. I can multiply across, so I have A times the sine of 103 degrees equal to 20 times the sine of 35 degrees. And then what I want to do, I don't want to plug anything in yet, not until the very end. To get A by itself, I have to divide both sides by the sine of 103 degrees. So A is going to be equal to 20 times the sine of 35 degrees divided by the sine of 103 degrees. Now I'd like you to plug this in your calculator. First thing you need to make sure is that your mode is set to degrees. If you're not sure how to do that, call me over and I can help you out. But look for your mode button. It's to the right of the second key. And make sure you're in degrees and not radians. Then you're going to plug this in all at once. And if you plug it in correctly, so go ahead, pause it for a second, plug this in so you can check to make sure that you are plugging it into your calculator the right way. If you plugged it in the right way, you should get A to be about 11.8. And then the last thing I have to do is I have to find letter C. And so I'm going to use this B, again, the angle B and the side B, since it's the one I know, and I'm going to find C. So I can set up the sine of 103 degrees over 20 equal to, I now know big angle C is 42 degrees. So I'm going to use that, the sine of 42 degrees over little c. And I'm going to cross multiply in order to solve for c. And I get c times the sine of 103 degrees equal to 20 times the sine, I'm going to have to move this over a little bit, of 42 degrees. So the only thing I have to do to solve for c is divide by the sine of 103 degrees. And I get c equal to 20 times the sine of 42 degrees over the sine of 103 degrees. Now again, it's always a good idea to check to make sure you know that you're plugging things into your calculator the right way. So go ahead, pause it, check to make sure you're plugging it in correctly. And if you plugged C in correctly, you should have gotten 13.7. Now we've found all of our things that we're missing. Next thing I'd like you to do is take a look at the try this. So go ahead and pause it now and unpause it when you're ready to check your answer. If you did the try this correctly, you should have gotten angle T to equal 66 degrees. You should have gotten side T to be approximately 13.3. And you should have gotten side S to be approximately 11.3. If you have questions on any of this, let me know.